I have my solution to plastic surgery is you just, for us women that have the hanging skin, you just take your ponytail, and just kind of do this and squeeze it really tight, and then you get your face to look like
So you're
like
using
it's stretched out,
Come on, man. It is Baby Friday. That's what we call Thursday. Look at this. Okay. Okay. Happy day. Happy day.
Oh. Thursday, almost Friday.
Boom.
Yeah.
Keeping us on time. Yes, I call it Baby Friday.
Baby Friday.
Baby Friday. That's what Thursday is. Yep.
That's nice. And I saw you at the beach.
I did. Yeah, foiled my plans of picking up on the babes. But yeah.
No, so we run in the morning, and sometimes he gets a late start, and
Let's clarify.
am punctual because I'm reading the Mel Robbins, the 5-second rule.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm running and you're chasing me because.
Okay. So anyway, so this morning I was like, wow, he's actually like getting up with me to run. And so he's like, are you running at the beach? And I said, no, it's high tide, like right now. And of course, he's like, I'm not listening to that. So he's walking off to the beach. And then I turned around and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to the beach because maybe I might miss something. Like the dark, because it's still dark in the morning. Anyway, so so we get to the beach, and it's so windy. Like I'm thinking, like this is awful. It's like so windy. And the tide is so high, and he looks at me. He's like, "You're right. It's yeah." I'm like, okay. Anyway, so he takes off, and we go separate ways because I like it that way. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, all right. So, Friday Eve.
Baby Friday.
Baby Friday.
Friday Junior.
Right, because you know what? Thursdays, that's when people start like saying, "Oh, the weekend's coming. I can kind of relax some, right?"
Yep. The bar.
What is it?
The bar up the road starts getting a little bit more filled up.
Yeah, it gets a little, the chum bucket.
It is the chum bucket.
We call it, I don't know if you guys are SpongeBob fans, but chum bucket and what else?
The Krusty Krab.
The Krusty Krab.
Yeah, it's right next to it.
That's right. Is right next to it. That opens up later. But anyway. So
I'm like, I kind of want to, yeah, I know. You're looking at me.
Do you like my hair, by the way? So I have my solution to plastic surgery is you just, for us women that have the hanging skin, you just take your ponytail, and just kind of do this and squeeze it really tight, and then you get your face to look like. So you're using like it's stretched out. You don't need plastic surgery.
You're using your hair to pull your face back.
So yeah. I got the Ariana Grande style today.
I'm trying, like, how would that?
Yeah, I don't know. You probably have to do tape or something.
Tape? Okay, I can work with that. I do like. So I thought you looked younger. You did that on purpose.
Oh yeah.
So hold on, it's interesting because as you're talking about hair, and it sounds kind of frivolous and funny, but we've been talking about. Do you remember what you asked me if you wanted to go do?
No.
We've talked about
Oh yeah, because I've been looking at these videos and I'm like, okay, my hair looks so dark. I really need to get a hair color.
Which I love. I love the dark
hair.
Really?
Because I was thinking lightening it up. I haven't done that in a while.
But we were talking about like going and getting this done, both of us.
Yeah, it's gray.
Very distinguished. Of course, I'd have to remove my toupee to do this.
Okay.
For those of you who I've actually been accused of that the top is actually.
You do need some color, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll do it. But here's the funny thing is that when you said that to me, I instantly had resistance. Like I'm like, no. First off, I'm a manly man, right? Yeah. Manly men, we don't care, And it's like, next off, I think that kind of looks a little cool. And then furthermore, I think this is actually even the deeper one, is that we can get stuck in what is expected of us.
Right.
Like what people people expect me to be me, and I am me, But who says I couldn't be me with
But then, like, if
purple
you
hair?
had your hair colored, people
Uh-huh.
would start saying, "Oh, he's going through midlife crisis," or, or he's trying to be young, and ooh,
I mean,
you don't know what. Now he's going to be driving that red Corvette.
excuse me. And I guess it's like that made me think that wherever we go, it's almost like there's like this role for us to fit into, and I think that can be dangerous.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of 50-50 on the whole hair color thing. Part of me says, why the heck not?
Well, I mean, I think you can maybe, because his beard is, well,
Like,
now
it's
it's
like a
kind of getting
calico.
gray, but he has kind of some red color. His beard has always been lighter than his hair anyway. So I'm not doing fashion tips today, but or beauty tips.
But I will solicit those from anyone who wants to contribute. But when you show up, like, so we were talking about going to my family's house, and
now that we have a car,
right? So when you walk into your family's home, people, it's almost like there's a role for you to fill. Like, oh, you're the older brother. Or, oh, you're the younger brother. Oh, you're the kid. And it's like, how many of you out there still think of, maybe you're in your 50s and you still think of like your little brother like he's 15?
Oh yeah, I do.
I totally do.
Yeah.
Like, my brother is only 3 years younger than me, so he's 42.
Right.
Like, and the other one is, he's only a year and a half younger than me, so he's 43 or 44.
Yeah.
And it's like there's still that thing, and we have a whole clump of children. And I just kind of wonder, like, how sometimes we can just kind of fit into that groove of what we've kind of built.
Right. So you're saying, like, so after, if we have known someone for a long, long time, we expect them to be a certain way. So
we become typecast.
So they're kind of like not sure how to receive how you are now, because kind of like Jesus, he was walking around and.
All right, and kind of like the Fonz.
The Fonz.
Right? Can he become like? Can
but
he
he
go
was always that cool guy, though.
But he was always the Fonz, and the question is after you've been the Fonz, can you go act anywhere else? Luke Skywalker.
Oh, you're saying, yeah.
You get typecast, and that's who you are.
True.
When you show
Harry
up.
Potter.
Yeah, poor Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Poor Harry Potter.
Or who's that guy that we always say, Spider-Man?
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire.
Gets typecast.
I think I saw an article, like, he's like, or no, was it him? I forget. Or the girl that played Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Like, because people see her as Mary Jane from the Spider-Man movies.
So
anyway,
what do we got in the news, love?
All right.
I'm always entertained by your
this
stuff.
Headline kind of like, I was like, it's funny how, like, when you look at headlines, you're just like thinking about the story. Like, what is it? Yesterday we talked about the shooting dog. And
still
we were like,
this.
what? Like, we're thinking, like, how is this dog possibly shooting people, So this one is kind of brought me back. We were talking about the Brady Bunch yesterday, and kind of nostalgia. Why does my tongue start to do that?
You need to kiss me more. That's why. I train.
It must be this lip gloss that I'm doing.
Nostalgia.
Easy
for me to say.
So, Sesame Street. The headline says, yellow-haired Muppet Carly helps Sesame Street tackle addiction.
Wait a minute.
So then I'm thinking, okay, I hadn't read the thing. So now I'm thinking, like, Oscar the Grouch. I mean, he's lived in
he's
trash can for so long.
If anyone is addicted, it's definitely Oscar the Grouch.
It has to be.
Big Bird's a little bit.
But I'm thinking, like, Big Bird.
He's addictive.
He's like doing cocaine on the side. Like, who knows? Like, I'm like, my thoughts
my money
are
is on
like,
totally Cookie Monster. Something is in those cookies.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so.
Yeah, since marijuana is becoming more.
Ooh, it's got some Mary Jane cookies going on. So what happened? Tell me about this.
So I was like, okay, I got to see this, because. So basically, it's about Sesame Street, because a lot of, and it is unfortunate, there's children going into the foster care system, taken away from their families because the parents are doing drugs and opioids and all of that. So that's basically what's happening. So this little character, Carly, has her mom rehab or wherever, and she's in a foster home. So it's kind of sad.
That's a downer.
I'm sorry, but I thought that,
the headline was great.
Okay,
though.
we're talking
Gotta
about
admit.
headlines.
So here's my question, I guess. If this blonde-haired Muppet is helping anyone through addiction, I guess wait, is it for a person or is it for an actual Muppet?
It is. What do you mean?
Who gets helped?
The Muppet.
Which Muppet is struggling with addiction?
The new Muppet that came. No. Oh, it's the Muppet's mom. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it might be Oscar the Grouch. Who knows?
Another Muppet.
And well, his wife. Who knows? I don't know.
Oscar's married.
She is kind of gray. I mean, she is kind of green.
Okay.
So in the picture, you just have to look at the article. But anyway, so I've been reading the 5-second rule.
Oh, tell me about your 5-second rule.
Okay, so if you've never...
That's not where you drop something on the floor and you can pick it up within 5 seconds
and
it's okay?
Think, the 5-second
That's
rule.
not it, right?
Okay, so the 5-second rule is a book written by Mel Robbins, who now she has a talk show, kind of like Dr. Phil.
Kind of like us.
But it's cool. Her story is really cool because 10 years ago, she couldn't get out of bed and she was depressed. Anyway, so she wrote this book and it's called The 5-Second Rule. But what I wanted to say about it, because there's a part where she's like, you need to not, because she's really kind of like rough in her talk, she's like, what you need to do is just get your out of bed and, don't wait about this or that and try to figure it out. You just go do it, which I totally agree. You should just go do it, because if you don't go, you don't know. That's my little slogan.
Oh.
Remember the other day I said, honey, if we don't go, we won't know.
I think I said that. If you don't go, you won't know.
Okay, so, all right. So what I was saying was that do you think that we should wait for things, or do you think we should just say, who cares? I'm just doing it. Or do we need to sit there and think? Now, I think there's certainly parts that, in our lives that we need to kind of wait a little bit, because we've, especially coming out of, what church teaches is wait on the Lord, and I'm thinking, like, does this go against that? Like, I mean, it does say wait on the Lord and renew your strength.
Sure. When, just.
But you can wait too long.
Yeah.
I did it, so.
You didn't win. I'm curious now. We have to dig in and have therapy. I think that I think there's a mix. I think that we've got to learn how to be a person of action, but also to act with the not just intention and purpose of what's inside of us, but also what we see in front of us. So, for example, as you know, I've been trying to learn how to surf. Right.
Yeah.
And for a long time, like trying to catch a wave, there were many issues that I was facing. One of them was getting going at the wrong time. And so if you go at the wrong time, the wave just
you have to wait for the right wave.
Right. It goes by you. And so waiting on those opportunities, but I'm still in the water. I'm ready for the wave. So putting yourself into a place, I think, is the first thing.
True. Yeah.
I think finding your place of peace is a second thing. I think being anxious is something that a lot of us actually have. Most people that I know are anxious, and we're putting ourselves in something. We're going towards something that we really didn't own. And so that's why I think when we do the little 5-second rule, we do. I said do. But when we do that, it ends up backfiring, because it actually goes against really the purpose and direction that our gifts, our callings, those type of things. And so it doesn't matter how hard you push, you're just going to break it and make it worse.
Right. I think there is a time for waiting, but sometimes our wait is because we're afraid to do that one thing, or others, we're waiting to hear what others have to say, their opinions. And so when we hear about what they're doing and we get advice, and so we know exactly, deep down, here's the thing, we know exactly what to do, but that's the thing, we're afraid, or we don't feel like we can, it's out of our league or whatever. So that's why a lot of people just kind of say, I don't know, I'm just gonna, and then they're like, oh, I'm just gonna wait, you know, when it's the right time.
Mm-hmm. So our tip to you for the day is this: when you know there's something in front of you to do, take 5 seconds of courage, just 5 seconds where you can do anything and go be a beast for those 5 seconds. Because usually once you step across that line, then that forces you into action that's going to follow.
Just do it.
And so, so take that 5 seconds of courage. Are you ready for the joke?
Yes, please. I've been waiting all
I know
night.
you've all been waiting because here you haven't laughed at all today. You're about to laugh now. You're about to laugh. You've not heard this one. What is the difference between the bird flu and the swine flu?
I don't know, honey. I just can't figure it out.
Okay, one needs a treatment. The other requires an ointment. Treatment. Ointment.
Stop.
Wah,
Actually, you shouldn't even laugh about the flu because I heard that it's supposed to be the worst case of it.
Just get an ointment.
Anyway.
Or a treatment.
Ointment.
Ointment or treatment. That's it.
Yeah. All right.
All right. We're going to fake dance.
Because that's what we do when we say bye. So tomorrow we'll be here, maybe.